Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. This evening I'm going to swatch a few inks. I have 6 samples from my friend Myra, and I thought it'd be fun if after I swatch them, I'll show you the pens that I've used to put them in, and then you can guess which pen goes with which ink. So let's start out with this first one. This is Diamine's Teal. And I'm going to use some of these drink stir type things. This is one I recently found at a thrift shop with a pack of several that I brought to my pen show friends. And I like using that little bulb kind of ball end and then smoothing it with a spoon. Super handy. And as somebody on YouTube said recently, I think it's Anita. I would have to look up her channel. I'll try to remember to do that and put that below. But she said, you know, if it's easy and it's easy cleanup, she likes it. So I do enjoy using these. The other one is from my friend Sherry, and Myra also sent me this. So some of these, well, actually all of them I have inked up. I'm really enjoying this one. This is, I should tell you what this one is. This is Papier Plume's Oyster Gray. It's got a certain blue or kind of a purple tone to it. I really like it. It seems very vintage to me, and it's working really well in the pen that I have it in. The next is Diamine Steel Blue. I was surprised by this ink. It's a lot, well, let me show you, and then I'll comment on it. Isn't that gorgeous? So steel blue is what threw me for a loop. I think this is absolutely amazing. I should be spreading it with that. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to get used to these. I think I expected more of a gray blue, but it's very turquoise, aqua. It's lovely. Very nice ink. Okay, and what I will do is after I get the next 3 done, after I swatch them, then I'll use the pen to write next to it what it is so you can see how it looks in a writing sample. The next one is the KWZ Grapefruit. Myra was telling me that she felt like this one was similar to KWZ's Crawdaddy, which was the St. Louis Pen Show ink the year before last, 2023. But one of them's more orange and one of them's more red. And I think this is the one that she thought was more orange leaning. It's very pretty. And it does smell like vanilla, like most of their inks do, which is fun. So that's KWZ Grapefruit. And then the next one is KWZ Gummy Berry. This one is also working marvelously for me. I had a KWZ ink that I gave away. It was, oh, which one was it? Honey or Caramel? I think it was called Honey. And that one was just dry to me, but this KWZ ink and that one and my Crawdaddy are amazing, as well as the 2022 St. Louis Pen Show ink, which was called Missouri Norton. That's after a grape that's used in the region to make local wines. And then I even think that last year's Big Muddy was a pretty good flowing ink. Aren't those gorgeous? They just pop from the page. I love them. This one is Van Diemen's Eucalyptus, I don't know how to say it, Regerans or something, some scientific word. This is a really nice ink as well. These are all really pretty. These last four are really nice and saturated. I guess really they all have that saturated look, but these have just an intense bright color. It's really beautiful. But I like them all. Actually quite enjoying them in the pen so far. I've just recently put them in. And anyway, the time's going by fast, so I wanted to get this done for July. So let me move my swatchers. And this is my pen roll. I was doing some for some friends, and I made one for me as well. So what do you think I've put in my TWSBI Eco 1.1? This pen was a gift from my friend Katie at Holy Fire Scribble. You can probably see, but if you guessed, yes, it is this one. Let me make sure I have the right one in front of me. Yeah, this is the KWZ Gummy Berry. And this is a TWSBI Eco 1.1 stub white. Really nice combination. I put this in, started trying out the writing, and I was like, oh wow. And this just struck me the other day. I'm like, that purple and white would be really fun. Seems very, it felt summery to me, but I could see it as a kind of a wintry thing too. Okay, then I'll just pull out this pen. This is kind of a mystery pen, and I've asked this before. Feel free to comment if you have any wisdom to share. I bought this last year at the pen show, and the person I bought it from got it with I guess several other used pens. So he didn't know for sure the maker, but he thought it was a Jonathan Brooks green abalone, I think, from London Pens. Anyway, I bought this last year at the pen show with a great deal. The nib didn't fit right on it, so I just added this Esterbrook nib that I had at home. And it's, with the right ink in there, it's amazing. But isn't this pretty? I think it's a beautiful, beautiful pen. So getting back on point, do you have a guess of which one of these is put into this pen? It is this one. Papier Plumes Oyster Gray. I didn't plan it, but I thought it worked out pretty well that the sea ocean-based pen also has a sort of an oceany themed ink in it. It just flows out of this so nicely. Very wet flow, and this nib is working wonderfully with it. Oyster Gray. This is a hard one to describe when I make my notes to myself on which pen I use. I know what I'm talking about to say green abalone. It is a broad nib, but it's an Esterbrook nib. What else do I want to say about it? I guess just specify that it's Esterbrook. So, whereas this resin is gorgeous, the real writing experience is from the Esterbrook nib. Okay, next, my TWSBI Matcha. This is also a 1.1 stub nib. Probably doesn't take too much to figure out which I put in here. If it's any help, I did try to be somewhat matchy. So this is TWSBI 1.1 matcha. It looks like it's ready to just burp all over the place. I had that happen with both of these. I guess I didn't get air bubbles out, didn't quite fill it correctly, but I think it's a really fun match. So this is the Van Diemen's Eucalyptus. So pretty, and it's such a great match. Not 100% identical, but really, really close. I just think it works so nicely with that. And I love these wet flowing inks. I was using these earlier today. Really all of the, specifically these two, but they work quite well on the moleskin paper. So I was happy to find some matches, ink and pen matches that worked well on the moleskin. When I can write on that and it's a delightful experience, I know I found a good match, because otherwise I'm generally still partial to my B7 Natural. Okay, this is a recent acquisition. I got this at the St. Louis Pen Show at Pen Realm. This is the Apricot Pearl. I'd kind of been eyeing it a little bit. I've lately really loved my Kavekos, which is so funny because for a while I was like, oh, I just can't quite get them to work for me. But now that I have, I'm just loving the feel. I had this bronze clip in my little miscellaneous tidbits for pens where I keep nib pieces and so forth. And I liked kind of how that went. This is a gold nib and gold finial piece, but this kind of brassy look I think picks up on the, I don't know, like the shimmer element. It just looks kind of golden to me. So, what do you think? This one, or this one? Yes, this one. Okay, let me find the right one. KWZ Grapefruit. These are a tiny bit damp. Let me just blot it so we don't have to wait all evening. Hopefully I won't smear that too much. I have this kind of an odd angle. It was a little bit of a hard start there. Grapefruit. This is a broad nib, and it's the Apricot Pearl. It's a fun match. When you hold it next to the swatch, I think it just really picks up some sort of undertone there of that color. I'm eager to try some other colors in this too, though, that maybe are a closer match, but I think these are a good fit. The nib on this is not as good as some of my Kavekos. It seems to hard start. It did there, I think it was the bump, but sometimes it just, on the downstroke or the starting stroke, it seems to skip a little. So I might need to work on that. But overall, I'm happy with it. And just this feel, I've come to really enjoy in the Kaveco. When it's posted, I don't know, something about it's just really, really working for me right now. Alrighty, so we have two more. Let me move out the ones that we've already used so I don't confuse myself. We have Diamine Teal and Diamine Steel Blue. So that would be this one and this one. This is the teal, this is the steel blue. Take out my Havasupe Falls. This is by Tailored Pen Company. You've heard me talk about it before if you're a frequent viewer of my videos. It's a beautiful pen, very nice workmanship. And I love the fact that you can choose if you want to match. There are so many options. Obviously this turquoisey blue stands out in the coppery orange, but there's hints of purple, sort of a dark gray streak through there. There's some more purple. So anyway, it's really fun to match. I generally go to the larger color portions when if I'm trying to match. So I have to make myself think here. Yes, it's this one. It's the teal, because I really feel like some of the darker parts of this turquoise almost look like this teal. So this is which one? Yeah, Diamine. Teal. This flows so greatly. This is such a good match. Really, really like it. And this is my Tailored Pen Company. The model is Churchill, if you're interested. And the sorry, the name of the resin is Havasupai Falls, and this is a broad Yovo nib with their insignia on it, if that interests you. Gold toned, and a copper clip that I requested. It's like a custom tailored pen company, so you can pick elements that you want to add to your pen. And then last but not least, this will not be a hard guessing game because it's the only one left. Of course, this is Diamine Steel Blue. And this is my cute little Bennu Pixie. This model, or this colorway, is called Aurora Gold. So you can see why it's called gold. And that silly ring from my light bugs me. Glad to have the lamp, but that little ring bugs me. This is a beautiful copper shimmer element to it. And at first I was confused by the Aurora, but in person, if not on the phone here through the screen, are green and blue. Looking at it this way, they're like vertical. And I guess if you did it this way, it would seem more horizontal. But to me, and I guess to the makers, they called that Borealis for Aurora Borealis. Looking a little more blue, slightly more turquoise colored in person. There's a real green blue element where it looks to me like it's just picking up on the blue. So these are a little bit tricky. If you just set it on there, it's going to be a loose post. So push it a little bit if you have one, and even have been told to push and twist just a little bit. Okay, so this is Diamine Steel Blue. I hear my husband coming through the garage. I may have to pause this a minute. And this is the Bennu Pixie with a medium nib, a medium Schmidt nib. Wonderful, wonderful nibs. I love them so much. No problem at all, ever, with any of them. And I'm loving how it's writing on this MD paper. I have mixed feelings about this. It really depends on the ink and pen for me. But with this combination, absolutely delightful. Let's take a closer look. The Diamine Teal, Papier Plumes Oyster Gray, Diamine Steel Blue, KWZ Grapefruit, KWZ Gummy Berry, and Eucalyptus Regerons. Forgot to write by Van Diemen's. I'll write that in later, but quite a lovely selection. So I have those in my currently inked little pen roll here. I do have one more pen to show you, which was a Pen Show find. I bought this from Kathy at Gadget Stop 321. She and her sister Gina had a booth, and it's been really fun to experiment with. It was a really good bargain. The nib definitely has a little sweet spot to it, but writes quite well. I need to research this a little bit, but I did notice that there's a number on the nib, and I'm not sure what the nib size is. If pens back in this era were not specified as fine, medium, broad, etc., or if they were given a number, if you can enlighten me on that. And if I knew already, I have forgotten. We found a vendor at the show that was selling some vintage inks amongst his vintage pens, and he sold this to us for just $5. Bottle's a little bit, you know, dirty. It could be cleaned up, but it's a blue-black, as you can see, Waterman's ink. And it's pretty full, so I don't know if he rehydrated it or if he added a fresher ink to it. I have no idea how old this box is. Maybe not as old as it appears, but it seems to be working fine. I think I might like a deeper shade, maybe even a black. But this has been fun. It was super cool to get a bottle of ink for $5, 2 ounces. So that's been fun. And then my husband also won a silent auction and got a copper one, almost identical. Well, actually identical to that. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. See you again next time. Bye.